All right, another video where I'm explaining the geometric structure of the diagram that can perfectly divide the circle into 360 degrees. So a very specific type of video. It's for mathematicians, people that like geometry, sacred geometry. This is a new geometric pattern, and the reason it's new is that it only exists on the base 12 Cartesian plane. So you can see behind me here it says it's a duodecimal diagram using base 12 math, otherwise known as dozenal math. So you can sort of see behind me here, this is what it looks like, and I'll share an interesting aspect of it in this particular video. I'll just flip this around here. If you look at the bottom here, there's a number that says 20 times 0.06 root 2. So that's 24, and then here's 48 times 0.06. You get 2 units of square root of 2, and then the next video next ring, you get 3 units of square root of 2, and then 4. So what that is the empty space between these circles is being added up. Let's see if I can. What makes this geometry possible, this structure possible, is that we're taking the empty space that is part of every irrational number. What makes a number irrational is that there's 2 aspects to it. There's what we call the solid part, is which seems like every number is just solid, like every length of a line is just a continuous unit, but there's a little empty space. So actually, the terms, I believe, are discrete and continuous. So a discrete line is a line that's basically a dotted line, and continuous is continuous. So ultimately, irrational numbers are discrete, but we have a model where it's just one long continuous line, but then there's a little gap at the end, and that's a mistaken model. And the reason we don't have the correct model is because we're not in base 12. So it's in base 12 where the correct ratio is accessible between the discrete units and the little bit of empty space between them. So that's what's happening here. We have these circles, you can see some behind me, where you have your discrete unit and then a little bit of space between. So what happens as we grow this diagram, basically we're doing the literal geometric step of dividing the diameter of the circle into its circumference. So the diameter is a solid line made up of those little circles, and then the larger ones contain the empty space as well. So they have that ratio built in. So each ring has more empty space